Mother of 5 just contacted me this afternoon, literally on my way in to do this interview, and she said, Robin, I resigned. I cannot represent the interests of that company. I have 5 children, and children die because they do not have access to a life-saving device because of the way that company has jacked up the prices. And this is from a woman who worked for them. It is absolutely taking parents by surprise. They are reacting in such a powerful way.
That was Allergy Kids Foundation founder Robin O'Brien on Making Money last night. Mylan outlining a plan this morning to make the EpiPen more affordable. What does this free marketer make of all the backlash? We're talking, of course, of the capitalist pig himself, Jonathan Hoenig. Jonathan, is this an affront to capitalism, or is there an overreaction by the public here?
Well, Charles, I wish this was capitalism. I mean, why is it that the iPhone price goes down every year and the quality gets better, and yet the price of so many drugs? And Charles, you know, I'm a juvenile diabetic, so I have a lot of empathy for life-saving drugs. Why do they continue to go up year after year? And that's because, of course, when it comes to the drugs and the healthcare market, it's anything but free. I mean, government is at the center of drug payment, of drug regulation, of drug distribution in this country. In fact, who is the one who pays for ultimately most drugs in this country, Charles? Now, after Obamacare, it is the federal government. So this is not a good apples-to-apples comparison, and that's why companies like Mylan are able to jack up the price. Charles, it's just like companies like Countrywide and the mortgage lenders back in the financial crisis. They took advantage of a government-rigged system.
The government rigging here, too, a lot of it has to do with the FDA. What does the FDA do? I mean, we're the hardest country in the world to get a drug approved. But they say, hey, you know, we want to be rigorous. We want to make sure that the product gets out there, that it has efficacy and it solves the issue and it doesn't create more issues. Do we take out government regulation? Do we remove the FDA?
Yeah, Charles, you know, people were did quite well in this country before the FDA. I mean, we have this sense that if it wasn't for the FDA, people would be just dying in the streets. But you asked what the FDA does. Charles, they restrict the competition. I mean, the FDA just within the last year turned down an application from an Australian competitor that would have, again, basically offered some competition for the EpiPen. And in fact, the FDA has made it illegal to prescribe the leading generic alternative for the EpiPen. You can get it at Walmart and Sam's Club for, I think, $140. So there is competition out there, but the FDA just makes it more expensive, not only for the companies, but for consumers as well.
Jonathan, a lot of people are upset that you can get the same products in different countries for so much less. Why are American companies and the FDA, whatever, why is this strange, crazy tangled web of big government and big corporations like this? Why are we paying so much more for it? Why can someone in a foreign country get this for so much less?
Well, in effect, Charles, you know, we subsidize those purchases because I think something like 60% of all the new drugs are developed and are issued from the United States, although we account for a very small consumption of that total. So we have the best drug development system in this country. If you want to make prices go down, you've just simply got to get government out of the way. Even before Obamacare, Charles, government amounted for something like 50% of all health care spending. And just like any other element of the economy, whether it's housing, whether it's school education, the more government gets involved, the more prices you see go up. So get government out of the way. Believe me, you'll see prices go down and you'll see the quality go up, just like the iPhone. All
right, real quick before I let you go, Heather Bresch, her pay went up 670%. At the same time, the stock over the same period was only up 125%. I mean, we're talking about cronyism at the board level, too, aren't we? I mean, this, you know, of course, we know her father's a famous senator from West Virginia. Does that also play a role with this, you know, just sort of rubber stamping these corporations?
I think so, Charles. I mean, this happens in places like you pointed out, like banking, like highly regulated, like pharmaceuticals and healthcare, you know, like the environmental lobby, which obviously can, you know, lobby for great, or the farm lobby, which can lobby for great advantageous incentives and cronyism. Yeah. Again, this is why you got to restrict government to its proper place. Should have nothing to do with healthcare. Get rid of that, and the cronyism goes away as well.
You know, Jonathan, they're looking for the next James Bond. I'm telling you, checking you out in that jacket, my man. You need to throw your hat in the ring. That's all I'm saying. I got
to keep up with you, Charles.
I'm telling you, you got a shot. You got a shot. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you. Be well.
All right.